The top stories tonight in Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. directs all concerned agencies to utilize available legal tools in controlling the price of rice in the country. The Quezon City Police District confirms filing of a complaint against the motorist who pulled out a gun at a cyclist in Quezon City. Gilas Filipinas needs to win its final game of the group stage against Italy tonight to enter the second round of the FIBA World Cup games. And South Korea decides to lengthen jail times and intensify its punishments for leaking technology and industrial secrets. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Tuesday, the 29th of August, 2023. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am William Theo. First in the news. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. convenes with concerned sectors to discuss updates on the government's initiatives in ensuring rice supply and regulating its price. The president, according to the Bureau of Customs, directed them to double their efforts to hunt down illegal importers. Nel Maribohok reports.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. directed all concerned agencies to utilize the available legal tools in controlling the price of rice and make this affordable especially to poor families. This is among the issues the chief executive tackled in a sectoral meeting in Malacanang. According to Palas, the president wants to ensure other support mechanisms for farmers and traders alike should legal measures be invoked by the government in controlling the price of rice. President Marcos expressed concern over the price of rice. Among the factors being looked at which may have caused the price hike are cases of hoarding, the effects of consecutive typhoons over the past month. According to Bureau of Customs Commissioner Bienvenido Rubio, PBBM ordered them to continue its warehouse inspections to curb rice smuggling and hoarding.
As per the directive po ng ating Pangulo, we will be conducting more inspection of these warehouses, and the inspection and visitation will be coordinated with other agencies like the DA and DTI po.
PBBM also calls on the BOC in coordination with the DA to study the possibilities of donating BOC seized rice to the Department of Social Welfare and Development. Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Quezon City Police District confirms that they filed a complaint against the motorist who pulled out a gun at a cyclist in Quezon City. Leah Ilagan will tell us why.
The Quezon City Police District or QCPD announced filing a complaint against Wilfredo Gonzalez, a dismissed cop who went viral after pulling out his gun at a cyclist in Quezon City last August 8. QCPD Director Police Brigadier General Nicolas Torre III said the Galas Police filed an alarm and scandal complaint against Gonzalez because he drew his firearm.
Ang pagbunot sa publiko ng baril na yon, pagkasa sa harap ng isang tao na nakikita ng maraming tao na nasa Quezon Avenue ay alarm and scandal.
Torre also denied the allegations of giving Gonzalez a special treatment.
Ito ang sagot ko lang dyan simply on my personal part Kasi ang special treatment ina-allude sa akin The guy is a retired policeman or dismissed policeman. NCO, way below my salary grade. Huwag niyo namang ikot na arugante ako, pero he is way below my salary grade. What can he offer me para itaya ko ang aking serbisyo? Hindi ko siya kilala, hindi ko siya nakasama. Wala pang 30 minutes kami nagkakilala at nagkaharap sa tanang buhay ko. At ngayon, itataya ko ang aking serbisyo at bibigyan ko siya ng special treatment sa harap ng media.
Yesterday, the PNP Firearms and Explosive Office confiscated his 3 .45 caliber pistols after the revocation of Gonzalez's license to own and possess firearms and firearms registration. Leia Ilagan, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, received high number of candidates who filed their certificates of candidacy, or COCs, for the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections, or BSKE, yesterday, August 28. COMELEC data shows 273,454 individuals filed their COCs on the first day of the filing period. 165,295 are for barangay positions, while 108,159 are for the Sangguniang Kabataan posts. However, the poll body still urges aspirant candidates to file their COCs early and not to wait for the last day on Saturday, September 2nd. The COMELEC is expecting around 2 million COC filers for the BSKE. Meanwhile, the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, is expected to meet with the government law enforcement agencies or authorities to discuss the situation in Libon, Albay. Dante Amento tells us why.
Commission on Elections, or COMELEC spokesperson Director John Rexlau said they are alarmed on the election-related violence during the first day of the Certificate of Candidacy, or COC, filing. The poll body received 4 election violence yesterday, August 28.
Kada isang buhay po na kada isang incident, alarming na po ito para sa COMELEC dahil ang habol nga po natin matahimik na halalan.
2 of these incidents occurred in Libon, Albay. Barangay Chairman Alex Ripato was killed after filing his candidacy.
Sa initial report din po kasama na ibinalita sa amin na ito po ay suspectya ng PNP na private armed group na nag-ooperate dyan sa Libon, Albay. Meron din po initial report na unverified pa po na sinabi daw po sa pamilya na hindi na pinapatakbo, winarningan daw po ito ng private armed group. Ngunit tumuloy pa rin, kaya po nangyari na ito.
Laujanco added that the COMELEC Committee on the Ban on Firearms and Security Concerns, or CBFSC, will meet the Philippine National Police, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and the Philippine Coast Guard to assess the situation in Libon. The area may be put under COMELEC control upon recommendation by the PNP.
Mas pinaigting po ang checkpoint. Ngayong pong linggo na to magko-convene ang Committee on the Ban on Firearms and Security Concerns para po i-assess na kung anong level ng area of concern itong Libon, Albay. Dahil may nangyari na po, sigurado na, parte na po ito ng area of concern.
Meanwhile, the PNP is also expected to submit a recommendation to the COMELEC over the areas of concern in the elections. If an area is under Category Red, it has serious threats from local terrorist groups such as the Abu Sayyaf, which warrants to be under COMELEC control. Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, filed a murder complaint before the Department of Justice against former Bureau of Corrections Chief Gerald Bantag and 6 other respondents. This is over the death of an inmate, Hegel Samson alias Leon Bilibid, who allegedly revealed irregularities in the new Bilibid prison, or NBP. Some witnesses named Bantag as one of those involved in the said incident.
Sa investigation, yung mga tinignan yung mga PDLs na involved, may nag-point out sa kanya talaga as the one. Mahaba ito mahabang investigation process ito no? May 4 na nag-confess sa kanilang participation dito.
Meanwhile, the DOJ, the manhunt operation against Bantag will not stop until he is put behind bars.
And for the news abroad, in a recent escalation of ongoing tensions, Russia deployed 2 fighter jets to intercept 2 U.S. drones flying near Russia-annexed Crimea over the Black Sea. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported that the drones were engaged in intelligence activities but withdrew from the area once the fighter jets were scrambled. Joselito Liquido will tell us why live. Good evening, Joselito.
Good evening, Kathy. Russia's Ministry of Defense has reported the scrambling of 2 fighter jets to intercept 2 U.S. drones over the Black Sea near Russia-annexed Crimea. The Russian Ministry of Defense announced that these drones were engaged in intelligence gathering activities but left the area once the fighter jets were deployed. According to information shared by the Russian Defense Ministry, the decision to mobilize the fighter jets came after the detection of a flight heading towards the Russian state border. The two United States drones involved in this encounter were identified as a Reaper and a Global Hawk, both conducting aerial reconnaissance operations in the region around the Crimean Peninsula near the Black Sea. Upon the arrival of the Russian fighter jets, the U.S. drones altered their flight paths and departed from the area as stated by the ministry. In a related development on Sunday, August 27, Russia reported the scrambling of a fighter plane to deter a U.S. Air Force reconnaissance drone from crossing its border over the Black Sea, while Moscow revealed that it had shot down a Ukrainian drone on a trajectory toward the Russian capital during the early hours of Monday, August 28. This incident temporarily disrupted flights over the city in a series of attempted drone attacks on Moscow over the past month. Authorities have reported over a dozen such incidents, some leading to temporary airport closures. The most recent drone was intercepted and brought down in the Lubertsy region, located southeast of the capital, according to the Defense Ministry. Although most of these drone incidents have been successfully thwarted by Russian air defenses, several have struck a building in a business district of Moscow. Ukraine rarely claims responsibility for such strikes on Russian territory, though Ukrainian officials have occasionally expressed a satisfaction with these actions, exacerbating tensions in the region. Back to you, Kathy.
Thank you, Joselito Liquido, live from Malaysia. South Korea will toughen its sentencing for technology leaks and theft of industrial secrets. Annie Mancillo will give us the details why, live. Yes, Annie?
Good evening, Kathy. The Sentencing Commission of South Korea, supervised by the Supreme Court, decided to lengthen jail times and intensify its punishment for leaking technology and industrial secrets. This aims to address concerns that current regulations are not strong enough to block attempts to steal technology from companies like Samsung. In an investigation over the past 4 months, South Korea has been battling this leakage as police had arrested 77 people in 35 suspected cases. While the industry ministry did not mention specifically the country of focus, analysts said China is a suspected destination of the bulk of technology leaks. According to the Industrial Technology Protection Act, an intentional leakage of national core technology can lead to a minimum of 3 years jail time and a fine not exceeding 1.5 billion won. Despite existing regulations similar to other nations, there is a gap as prosecutors are required to prove a suspect's intent, leading to 30% acquittal and 54% suspended sentences of leakage cases in South Korea. The revised sentencing guidelines incorporating additional scenarios are expected early next year. Meanwhile, the government also plans to designate specialized personnel in response to the widespread technology leaks. Back to you, Kathy.
Thank you, Annie Mancillo, reporting live from Singapore. We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, William.
Thank you, Kathy. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook. Commodore Jeronimo Tuvilla, District Commander of PCG Station Southern Luzon, has assured the public that there is no serious environmental threat after an oil sheen was found at the location where a fishing vessel sunk in Calatagan, Batangas last Sunday, August 27. The vessel was carrying 70,000 liters of diesel fuel, which was used for its fishing operations. This type of oil is not a significant threat to the environment as it easily evaporates when exposed to sunlight. He mentioned that they also sprayed water on the oil sheen that was discovered to disperse it.
Tandaan natin isa lang siyang fishing boat, no? Then ang karga niya ay marine diesel oil naman, which is ang advantage diyan yung natural weathering effect, no? Pag naalunan siya, naarawan, mas mabilis siya, hindi katulad yung thick oil na tinatawag, mahirap yun. Ito, hinanda lang natin, no? Para magkaroon lang tayo ng conduct ng social engineering sa komunidad, sa stakeholders na pinibibigay alam natin na may nangyaring ganyan.
Meanwhile, another cop from the Navotas City Police has been ordered detained in the Senate as the upper chamber resumes its probe on the killing of Jemboy Baltazar due to alleged mistaken identity. Harleen Delgado will tell us why.
The Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs moves to cite in contempt the chief investigator of the Navotas City Police Station. This as senators questioned why 17-year-old Jemboy Baltazar was subjected to a paraffin test, but not the 6 police officers who were involved in the killing. A paraffin test is a method of determining gunpowder residue on one's hand. The forensics unit of the Northern Police District says they subjected Baltazar under the said test as part of protocol. However, no requests were made to have the 6 cops undergo the test. The former chief of the Navotas City Police Station, Police Colonel Alan Umipig, claims he ordered to conduct such tests to the 6 cops. But this was denied by Navotas City Police Chief Inspector Police Captain Juanito Arabejo, saying that their decision to not have a paraffin test to the involved cops was made in good faith.
Inutos ko po yan, Your Honor, dito po sa Chief Investigation Section at ng IOC, Your Honor. Ngunit hindi po nila ginawa, Your Honor.
There was no order to conduct paraffin tests on the suspects, 6 suspects. That was based on our sound judgment and in good faith. Considering that the direct testimony of the eyewitnesses is sufficient to establish the guilt of these 6 suspects.
Very unsound yung judgment mo. Gusto niya gawin tayong mga ito. Naging kapitan ka lang, akala mo, alam mo na lahat.
The committee cited Arabejo in contempt after 2 more police officers testified that Umipig indeed made such order. Arabejo is the 3rd Navotas cop ordered to be detained in the Senate following police Sergeant Jerry Maliban, who were both cited in contempt during the first hearing. The Senate panel will continue its investigation tomorrow, August 30. Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Several lawmakers want the Senate to investigate the recent road rage involving an ex-cop and a cyclist in Quezon City. In his privileged speech, Senator Jinggoy Estrada says the retired cop Wilfredo Gonzalez, who pulled out a gun, is a threat to the cycling community at the riding public. He also questioned Gonzalez for seemingly passing the blame onto vloggers at netizens for capturing on video his illegal act. The Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs will investigate the incident. Its chairperson, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, supports the move to revoke the firearms of Gonzalez.
Pariho ko pa naman ng ulo yung kalbo rin yung po. Kalbo rin yun, di ba? Oh, retired police din. Dapat hindi maghahawak ng baril yung tao na yun. Eh kung ako yung kinasahan niya, nabaril ko siya. Driver's license, I leave it up to LTO. Pero yung firearms, dapat talaga tanggalan. Dapat. Para hindi pa marisan.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, announced on Tuesday, August 29, that 4,376 individuals with totally damaged and partially damaged houses, both in the 1st and 2nd districts of Ilocos Norte, will receive emergency cash transfers for the repair of their homes. This will be the 2nd batch of the ECT recipients, with the 1st batch consisting of those from Batak City and Batak Town, comprising 3,821 beneficiaries who received payouts on August 3rd. The provincial government distributed ECTs to 320 beneficiaries in Vintar Town on Tuesday afternoon. On Wednesday, the provincial government will visit Curimao, Paway, Batac, Lawag, Nueva Ecija, Marcos, Bana, and Dingras for the cash payout. On September 1, beneficiaries from Burgos and Bacara towns will receive the aid. In addition to the ECT program, the Ilocos Norte government also relaunching its Capital Express program, which will bring various government services closer to the people in different towns and cities of the province. In other news, bicycle groups oppose the idea of making shared bike lane with motorcycle riders. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, are consulting with stakeholders in crafting policies over bike lanes. JP Nunez will tell us why.
As many suggest to allow shared lane of exclusive bicycle lanes with motorcycle rider, bicycle groups unanimously oppose its proposition as it would compromise the safety of cyclists. This sentiment was raised during the stakeholders meeting of the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, to various bicycle and motorcycle groups earlier today, August 29. Cycling community rather believes that MMDA should develop a protective bike lane which will ensure the safety of cyclists.
So our call is to retain the protected bike lanes. In fact, not just retain it but further improve it. Allocate a dedicated specific lane for motorcycles as we are the solution. Kailangan may physical separation between motorcycles and bicycles and motor vehicles and bicycles for their respective safety.
Walang nag-agree. That's why we have to study it. Kung ano yung mga options. Kasi yun ang pinaka-importante siguro na pagdesisyonan kung pwedeng pagsamahin. Kung talagang hindi pwede, ano pa ang next step namin ay kung hindi pwedeng pagsamahin, ano ang pwede nating gawin na paraan.
MMDA said they are also considering to put up an elevated bike lanes primarily in EDSA, but consultations are still to be conducted. Meanwhile, MMDA said there is no final date yet as to when they will issue violation ticket to riders who are using bike lanes. JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Gilas Filipinas needs to win its final game of the group stage against Italy tonight to enter the second round of the FIBA World Cup games. Rina Villamor Camara will give us the details live. Yes, Rina, good evening.
Yes, Will. Good evening. Gilas Filipinas will fight against all odds against Italy to be able to defend the home court, a team that has never lost against any Asian country in the FIBA World Cup. At present, Gilas Filipinas sits at the bottom of team standings with 0-2 on their win-loss record in Group A. And a win of at least 13 points is a must for the team to be able to succeed and move on to the next round. The squad will once again lean on Utah Jazz player Jordan Clarkson to pull off a hopeful victory for today. Following our loss to Dominican Republic and Angola, the boys of Coach Shot Reyes will have to make a brave attempt at beating world number 10. The loss against Angola brought so much sting for Gilas, and the only thing they have right now is to show mental toughness to be able to survive this ball game. On the other hand, Italy also came from an upset against Dominican Republic 87-82 in the hands of Minnesota Timberwolves Karl Anthony Towns. Italy is also expected to bounce back in today's ball game. After all, they are still in a high morale after their 7-0 win-loss record in the FIBA tune-up games prior to the official start of the games here in the country. And aside from team captain Luigi Datome, Simone Fontecchio will also clash with his teammate Jordan Clarkson. The two Utah Jazz players will be the most sought after match for this evening. Now, comparing the stats of both teams, Gilas has the advantage in the 3-point field goal at 25%, while Italy can outscore the team at the 2-point field goal with 62.7%. Gilas can do well on the defensive rebounds, while Italy can protect more of their plays offensively. As we speak right now, the game is ongoing. It's now the third quarter. Earlier in the first quarter, we were leading by 3 points, 23-20, and come the second quarter, Italy was able to bounce back big time with 48-39 in favor of the team. Starting off for the team, we have Jordan Clarkson, we have Dwight Ramos, AJ Edu, Kai Soto was also part of that, and R.I. Pugoy rather. Apart from these games, I also saw action between the Angola and Dominican Republic earlier, to which Dominican Republic dominated in 4 straight quarters, led by Carl Anthony Towns, of course. I also went to the press conference of both teams, to which in Angola, Coach Pep Carlos told the boys that they really wanted to win, but their intensity did not match the Dominican Republic, but they did a good job in succeeding to limit Carl Anthony Towns into single digits only. Meanwhile, for the team of Coach Nestor Garcia for the Dominican Republic, he praised Carl Anthony Towns for being an all-around player. So far, in Group A phase, only Dominican Republic has succeeded to move to the second round of the games. And if Italy wins in today's ball game against Gilas Filipinas, they will also be able to move on to the second round. And that's the latest right here at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Back to you, Will.
Yes, Rina, how is the vibe there at the Smart Araneta Coliseum now? It is very exciting, I'm sure.
Indeed, it's very exciting, and I saw a lot of Filipino fans wearing blue shirts, supporting and giving pride to the team. They're here to support and to boost the morale of the team right now, most especially here in the second half. This is a crucial half for Gilas Filipinas. We need a win here to be able to move on to the next round. Otherwise, we will just play in the classification round, Will.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Rina Villamor Camara, reporting live from Quezon City.
And for other global news, a wildfire that has engulfed Greece's Everest area has been defined a megafire by a Greece government spokesperson. The fire has killed no less than 20 people in the last 10 days, making it Europe's deadliest summer so far. Paul Gatchalian tells us why.
A combination of strong winds and high temperatures soaring above 40 degrees Celsius brought about the deadliest wildfire in Europe so far this summer. The blaze, which is raging in Greece's Ebro region, has completely burned over 77,000 hectares of land, according to Copernicus Climate Change Service. It has been called a megafire by government spokesperson Pavlos Marinakis. The fire is one of several that started in the northern and central regions of Greece in the past week. At least 20 people have died from the Ebro fire, 19 of which are reported to be illegal migrants sheltering in the forest. On Sunday, August 27, Deputy Governor Dimitris Petrovich was not optimistic that the fire would be brought under control. Firefighting support have come from across Cyprus, Germany, Sweden, Bulgaria, and Slovakia in efforts to put out the blaze in Greece's northeastern area. Mr. Marinakis advised the Greece's climate crisis and civil protection minister and other government ministers have gone to the site to assess the damage. Meanwhile, on Thursday, Greece's lawmakers are anticipated to discuss the impact of the devastating fires in parliament. Paul Gatchalian, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Multiple technical issues disrupted on Monday, August 28th. The British National Air Traffic Service, or NATS, for many hours, which complicated flights in the United Kingdom area. Though the issue was fixed, disruptions were expected to continue, with systems processing flight plans having to be done so manually instead of automatically. Juliet Kennedy, the NATS operations director, addressed the issues, stating that they have been resolved. However, the recovery process will take time for flights to return to normal.
Our teams worked hard to resolve the problem, and I'm pleased to say it was fixed earlier on this afternoon. However, it will take some time for flights to return to normal. And we will continue to work with the airlines and the airports to recover the situation.
Meanwhile, an investigation is still ongoing to identify the cause of the problem, and passengers affected in the multiple airports will be managed and supported by NATS and the Transport Ministry. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I'm Kathy Navarro, live from Vietnam. Good evening.
Students welcome school opening in temporary learning spaces in Abra province study after their school was destroyed due to the onslaught of Typhoon Egay. Grace Flores will tell us why.
The students in the Cordillera Administrative Region have temporary classes in constructed temporary learning spaces due to damaged schools and classrooms caused by the last Typhoon Egay and the recent magnitude 7.0 earthquake in Abra. Some of these damaged classrooms have still not been opened. New study rooms are also being built for students. According to the Department of Education, Cordillera data, 216 classrooms were recorded as totally damaged, while 717 classrooms had major damage. An additional 878 classrooms had minor damage. Debit Card estimates that the agency will need 872 million pesos to repair the damaged classrooms across the Cordillera.
Ang isang problema natin ay aside from yung effect ng Egay, meron pa rin tayong yung effect ng lindol noon. Yung kung narinig yung Makarkarmay Elementary School, sila pa rin ay nasa makeshift, no? Dahil mahanap pa rin tayo kung may pwedeng bagong school site kasi hindi na pwede talaga yung school site nila ngayon.
Meanwhile, overcrowded classrooms are a problem on the first day of classes at Baguio City National High School. The school has reached its limit in terms of the number of students it can accommodate. As a result, some parents have complained to DepEd about their children not being accepted into the school. Earlier, DepEd Cordillera Regional Director Estela Carino visited Baguio City National High School. During her visit, she inspected classrooms including a grade 10 class with over 50 students. Although they still fit in the room, it is considered overcrowded according to DepEd standards.
Because some of the classrooms are not the 7x9, some are not the standard size, but we have seen na ang dami talagang estudyante. Limit kung like yung nakita natin, hindi na talaga kakasya. Kasi ang sa akin lang, wala ring quality, no, ang education pag masyado silang marami sa classroom.
To ensure the quality of education, teachers are using different strategies in their teaching. Based on the initial and partial data from Baguio City National High School, the number of students enrolled in school will reach 7,481. The limit for the number of students from grade 8 to 12 has been reached, so only grade 7 is open for enrollment. Regional Director Carino recommends measures such as removing some equipment that is no longer necessary for teaching, including cabinets, tables, and more. Grace Flores, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Typhoon Guring slightly intensifies according to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or PAG-ASA. As of 7 p.m., the center of the typhoon was located 1,140 kilometers east of Calayan, Cagayan, with maximum sustained winds of 175 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 215 kilometers per hour. Due to strong wind force, the agency has raised tropical cyclone wind signal number 4 in the northeastern portion of Babuyan Islands. This condition poses a significant severe threat to life, property, and residents are advised to take precautionary measures. Residents are advised to take precautionary measures. Meanwhile, wind signal number 3 is hoisted in the southern portion of Batanes, including Sabtang, Uyugan, Ivana, Mahatao, Basco, and the rest of Babuyan Islands. Stormy weather is expected in those areas. Wind signal number 2 has been raised over the northeastern portion of mainland Cagayan, the rest of Batangas, the northern portion of Ilocos Norte, and the northern portion of Apayao. Wind signal number 1 remains in effect over the northern and eastern portions of Isabela, the rest of Ilocos Norte and the rest of Cagayan, the rest of Apayao, the northern portion of Abra, and the northern portion of Kalinga. Based on the latest forecast track, the typhoon may pass very close to or make landfall in the vicinity of Babuyan Islands between tonight and early tomorrow morning. Typhoon Guring is expected to exit the Philippine Area of Responsibility or PAR on Wednesday evening, August 30, or Thursday morning, August 31. As the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with a word giving glory to God from the book of Proverbs chapter 6 verse 12 to 14. It says, "A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. He winketh with his eyes, he speaketh with his feet, he teacheth with his fingers. Frowardness is in his heart, he deviseth mischief continually, he soweth discord." And those are the reasons behind the news, August 29, 2023, reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am William Theo. We serve the people. We give glory to God.